Welcome back, everybody. Welcome if you're new. Today we're in the 358 Modifieds here at Weedsport. Ran a decent time in practice, best I've ran so far, but there's still some guys quicker than me. Should be an interesting race here once the track gets more worn in and stuff. Because right now you just run right along the edge on the bottom. But the more this track gets worn in, the more interesting it gets. I was going to run this track in the 410s, but it seemed like nobody wanted to run that at all. Like, I tried a couple different time slots and nobody was joining to run them, so that was unfortunate. They really wanted to run it. Those seem like a lot of fun here. But trying to stick to the bottom, keeping the car straight. Turn 1 is super tight. 3 and 4, you can kind of roll the bottom a little bit. Just don't hit that exit of turn 4 wall. That will kill you. We're in a 295. That's not great at all. That was kind of a bad lap. We're gonna run a little bit higher here, see if we can roll more speed on the entrance. Still come off low on the exit. Got 346. That was not good at all. People are still running in the ones. At least the one car did. He was really fast there. But we're gonna be starting pretty far back in the pack. It looks like we're second slowest in qualifying. Had a really bad qualifying time, so gonna have to try to work our way up the field with no cautions. This should be a very rough race. I feel like it's gonna be hard to pass, so I'll bring you guys back and we're getting ready to go green. Alright, everybody actually ended up running their laps. We qualified 10th out of 11. That's going to be a struggle. We're car number 2. Hopefully we can get somewhat up the field. Because it's going to be tough to pass unless the track starts wearing out more and you can run a different line. But it should be an interesting race nonetheless. Starting on the top side is not fun for turn 1, I feel like. Because turn 1 I like to run that inside line and kind of drift up a little bit or stick right along the bottom if you can. But starting this far back is going to be hard to manage for sure. Because I was doing so much practice in the 410s for this track, and then last minute, like 20 minutes before this race started, I decided to switch and do this instead of the 410s because nobody was joining 410 race. So unfortunate we weren't able to run those. I really wanted to run the World of Outlaws at this track. I don't think I ever have before. And I felt like I was actually somewhat quick, and I was trying to practice learning like hitting the brake while still hitting the gas, like with both feet, because usually I just let off with one foot. I use 2 feet to drive, but I don't normally like do the brake and gas at the same time and stuff in the corners. Trying to get better at that, keeping the car straight and still keeping up the momentum. So I might be experimenting with that a little bit in these cars, even though they're not super quick, but I might be able to use that a little bit in this race. But I felt like I was getting decent in the 410s at that. These cars are so wobbly going slow, it's so weird. Hopefully we can stay out of the incidents and we should be alright, I think, because since there's no cautions here, just starting out back is going to be rough. You gotta watch out for people hitting that inside wall going into 3 or coming off 4, mainly coming off 4 I feel like. Because that will bounce their car up in the air. I did that in practice. 6 car just came down, hit the 3. These things are annoying to drive though, slow like this. They're very annoying to drive. They twitch all around really badly. They're easier to drive at full speed than they are going 30 miles an hour. But let me know if you guys ran this race earlier in the week and how you guys did. I don't know where they're going to be at next week, but I'm hoping to run the World of Outlaws next week.
Hey, star's off. You ready?
Oh, this guy did not go. We are singled out, so I'm able to come down on the low side. The guy in last had a really bad start. Get by the 6 car there. Try to stick right on this inside if we can without hitting that wall. It gets very sketchy though, running the very low side. We at least gained a spot out of the start of the race. I let off real early there.
Outside.
Trying to get to the inside of this guy. Still giving him room going into that corner.
Outside. Clear.
We have the inside line here. That outside can roll more speed, but the inside still has enough grip to make a pass down there right now, which is nice. So we're up to 8th. Able to make 2 passes so far, which was real nice. I'm just trying to like let way off on the gas, let it roll through the corner. Trying to do the same thing in 1 and 2 without sliding up like everybody else is. That was just a bad corner. First and second are fighting up there. First place started running high in 3 and 4 right there, it looked like, in 1 and 2. I try not to drift up into turn 1 as hard with a slow car like this, but it really just, it's such a tight corner, it easily slides up by itself. You don't really have too much control over it. The guy in first is just running top side both sides now, which is interesting to see. He is flying too. He's pulling away from second now. Trying to figure out what he's doing.
Yeah, Brandon, check the fuck up, bro.
Oops. I think that's the 3 car he's talking about. He was getting beat around in the pace laps. He probably doesn't have too much patience right now. This track's starting to get really worn in though, which makes for some interesting racing at this track once it gets so slick and everything through the corners. This guy in front of me is still making the bottom work pretty well, I'd say. See, that was a much better turn 1 than I like. I can roll in, get that bottom grip. Need to start doing that a little bit more, because I let off like early, just let it roll in there, not try to jerk the wheel and get it to go down.
Keep after it, baby.
Because then I don't slide up as bad and I can get a lot of grip and hit the gas coming off the low side. Just cut off a lot of the exit. 10 car threw a bad slider there. Either that or he hit the apron, not the apron, the wall down there, which he might have. Catching this 8 car now, running that line in 1 and 2. 3 car threw a slider, it's slowing both of them up. 3 cars gonna be in the wall there. Oh, he's up on his side on the wall. Oh, I hit that wall down there.
Door outside.
My front left just barely caught it. That sucked.
Outside. Clear.
That's the problem with running the low side in 1 and 2. You get a little too low, you're gonna clip that wall and it catches you and wants to turn you inside. So that was unfortunate for me, and we got the 9 car behind us. I guess the 3 car is done, I don't know. I don't see him anywhere on the relative now. Oh no, he's still back there. He's still running. It looked like he got the wall and like climbed it, like his car completely went up the wall. Damn, that really sucked what I did. Cause that lost a ton of time for us. Really did not want to do that. Let's see if we can get back down here and run this again. Make up some time, if possible. Try to go high and come off low in 3 and 4, see if that works for us at all. Still might be able to make that very low side work. You can stick down here. There's a little bit of grip on the exit. Just really waiting on the gas pedal. But it's cutting off a lot of the exit in turn 1.
Clear.
Yeah, I screwed up qualifying, put ourselves in a bad position to start with.
Clear high.
Made it up to 8th for a little bit. Almost got up to 7th. Could have probably been up there fighting with those 2. Now we're trying to make a pass on the bottom of 3 and 4 while it's completely slicked off.
Outside. Clear high.
It's hard to keep it low and keep speed though.
Clear.
Trying to keep as much speed as we can and not hit that inside wall.
Clear high. Clear high. 10 laps to go. This time by.
That was a decent 1 and 2, but he had a pretty good 1 and 2 as well.
Outside. Clear. Clear.
I'm trying not to let off too much and go too low and hit that wall again.
Outside.
Super easy to.
High.
I don't know how I'm making this work down here though, compared to the guys up top.
Outside.
'Cause I thought they'd be rolling more speed
Clear. Clear.
and I would never make another pass. But we got by the 6, working on the 11 now.
Clear, clear outside.
This race could have been a lot worse, and we could have just been running last pretty much.
Clear high.
If I didn't find some speed in the race.
Outside. Clear high.
God, I'm like sliding down the backstretch because it's a D shape. Oh, I hit that wall, but it didn't catch me at least. It just slowed me up a little.
Clear.
Trying to keep it low
Clear high.
and not get into these guys. Been good side-by-side racing though. A lot more than I expected at this track.
Clear. Keep it up, my man. 5 to go.
Yeah, the 11 car definitely rolls a lot of speed going through 1 and 2. Don't hit the wall. That was really close. I had to check up a little bit to not get in that wall. We got less than 5 laps left. Yeah, the exit on the low side of 2 is getting really bad.
Outside.
The 3 and 4 is so loose all the way through it.
You're outside if you want it.
I kind of make up more ground in 3 and 4 than I do in 1 and 2 now, which is kind of crazy. Definitely the last thing I would have thought.
Outside. Clear.
Kind of went in a little high there.
Outside. Clear high.
Oh, 11 car tried to have an early turn down. It caught my back right. It kind of sent him up the track, but I wasn't trying to do that at all. Alright, let's see if we can hold this. Oh, we're in 7th? What happened to somebody up front? Or somebody further up the line? I don't know, because we should only be in 8th.
Like that mirror, Steve.
Slow one in front of you on the bottom.
Oh, there's some cars wrecked.
Checker.
Oh, that's the finish. Never mind. I thought we were on the last lap right there. I was still going.
Well done.
Oh, we finished 7th at least, so at least we gained some spots through that race. That was a tough one. That was a very tough one for sure. And I was stuck on the inside forever, getting by the 6, trying to get by the 11 as well. Like, it was tough racing. Let me get rid of... Hang on. Let me get rid of this camera, because I don't like the backstretch camera. And I can just use the front one. Get rid of that also. 6 car almost got into me a couple times. Thank God he didn't. But we had some real close racing. Good side-by-side racing overall. I think this is where... No, it might have been the next corner. Where the 11 turned down. Like, next lap, I mean. Going into 3 and 4, the 11 tried to turn down real early. But I was beating him to the line a couple times. It was just great side-by-side. Like, I'm shocked I was able to make those passes on the bottom. Once the track got worn in, yeah, the 11th car tried to come in real early. Got my back right, and it kind of sent him up the track. Wasn't trying to do that by any means. But, let's go back to the beginning. I actually had some decent run in there in the beginning. 6 car had a really bad jump to start with. Able to get by him and the 11 early on. I think the 7 was in front of us the whole time. The one in front of the 11 here. This black car up top. Was able to make stuff work for a while until I screwed up and hit that inside wall. There was a couple laps I didn't count. I'm so confused. Oh, right there. Yeah, that's where I hit the wall at. Went in a little too early. Hit the brake a little too hard. The front left just barely got caught in the wall there, you can see. And it kind of just whips you right around because it turns the wheel real hard. Which that sucked for us. But that was right with the everything that happened with the 3 car as well. Because him and the 10 were going at it for a few laps, it seems like. They were just throwing sliders on each other going into turn 3 and stuff. Shocked that they didn't wreck there. It was a really bad slider. He was not clear at all. 3 car checked up for him. Lucky for the 10. But the 3 goes back up, hits him in the side. And I think he throws a slider this corner, really overcooks it. Goes sliding way up the track. 10 car hit the brakes real nice, and 3 cars trying to cut back down, but there was another car behind the 10. Like, at that point, you just got to take your losses, take the outside, but he was trying to cut back down because he was sideways, and the 7 car was right there. You got him, put him up in the wall, he climbed the fence. He actually flipped all the way, too. I didn't realize that, but then he just did a U-turn, kept on going. Go on to the next. Well, actually, I wasn't even going by incidents, I don't think. I was just looking at what happened to me. But let's go to the very beginning, see what happened. Pace Truck is getting incident points. So this was the first incident of the race, surprisingly. Everything that happened with the 3 and the 7. What lap was that? 12 going on the 13. And that was basically it. There was definitely some hits here and there for people, but it didn't really count them for the incident. So overall, at least we were able to make a couple passes there. Had some good racing. I want to go back to where I was getting by the 6 because had got him on the inside as well, which was nice. He was just following the 11 car, and there's no way I'm just going to get by any of them following them, so I figure I'll try them the low side. Kind of made quicker work of him than I did the 11 because I guess there was more grip on the bottom at that point. Or either that or he slid up a little bit too much in one of these corners. He was really high there in 3 and 4, getting that grip on the right rear. Had a lot of speed. He must have messed up in a 1 or 2 or something. Probably coming off a 2. Because I was gaining a lot of ground there coming off turn 2, being on that low side. Worked really well. Very happy with how that worked. I wish I wouldn't have screwed up when I was right on the back of the 8. I think I could have been like around top 5. Because the 8 and the 7 were fighting together. And I was right on the heels of the 8. And I might have been able to get by him. I think this is where I finally clear the 6 car. I had a few really good laps, like just running the bottom. Yeah, that's where I cleared the 6 and didn't really have to worry about him anymore. But luckily, we didn't get hit anymore, or any at all, really, from the 6. Got kind of lucky with that. I don't really know what happened to anybody else. I thought we'd be... I'm just confused. I thought we were up to 8th. I guess because the 3 car ended up going back, and that's why I ended up 7th. I don't know. I was very confused with where I was on the leaderboard, so... We finished 7th. At least we were able to make a few passes out of the race. Made it interesting. A lot of side-by-side, surprisingly. A lot more than I expected. Unfortunately, couldn't run the World of Outlaws here, but I pivoted, ran these. Definitely going to lose some iRating, though, finishing 7th and being car number 2. So let's go see what we end up getting out of the results. Alright, results in. Strength of field just over 3K. Very high strength of field. Number 1 car, nearly 5,500. He's way up there. He was gone from the field. Like, after the first... like 3-4 laps, he started pulling off from 2nd place and just ran away with that. Like, he was just flying up there. I don't know what he was doing, but he was flying up front. I wish I could have not messed up. I think I could have fought with the 7 and 8 for most of the race if I didn't mess up, and could have probably gotten a top 5 out of it, I think, because they were running very close to each other, and I was pretty quick, I felt like, at the end of the race, running the bottom. I was able to get a lot of grip down there, but... finishing 7th, at least we gained some spots from starting 10th. Could have been a lot worse, but we lose 48. Unfortunately, under 4,400 again. The last 2 races have been a struggle for our iRating, trying to get up to 4,500 and then 5K, really. So, going to be a long road ahead of us for this season, and hopefully next week can go a little bit better. I think the 305s I heard are at I-55, so I'm interested to try those at the new track. But this was a very high strength field. How many splits were there? There was 3 different splits. Okay, yeah, there was a lot of people that registered. About 30 or so. What was the lowest iRate in this? Like 1,900. So pretty good strength of field overall. Everybody was very quick. 3 cars, the only one that got really any incidents out of that. Him and the 7 got together. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, him and the 7 got together once the 10 and 3 were throwing sliders on each other. 3 messed up a little bit too much. Came down on the 7. They hit and go. The 3 car goes out to the wall. I can't speak. I'm like tongue tying. I don't know. I can't speak today. I don't know why. But overall, fun race. Wish I would have qualified a little bit better. Cry could have been a top 5 car, but it is what it is. Hopefully next week goes a little bit better for us. And I appreciate you guys for watching as always. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the racing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.